So anyway, sometimes I think of it, sometimes I don't, but I literally am kind of just starting right now on like making this meal. And today what we're making is lasagna. This is not ground beef, this is ground turkey. Anyway, so we're gonna just go right in because my phone is on 17%, and that's that. You could use whatever seasonings you like. I'm gonna be using some black pepper, some onion powder, some garlic, and a little paprika, because why not? Huh? Because why not? Why not? And then I'm going to use some thyme that I dried out. I'm just going to crumble it in my hand here. And then whatever stems and stuff I got in there, I'm going to just pull out. I'm just going to pull out these stems. You don't need. It doesn't really matter if it gets in there. But nobody wants a stem in their lasagna. You know what I mean? Nobody wants that. Alright. I'll do that. I'm going to pause this and I'll come back. Alright. I picked out all the stems. I have some adobo here. I'm not going to be that heavy-handed with it. That I want to say is about a tablespoon and a half. Maybe less, actually, to be honest with you. But I don't really measure ingredients. I have some onions here that I'm going to chop up and put in there. I'm going to put some peppers in there. And I'm going to put some olives in there. This is my lasagna. You don't have to make it the same way. If you want to follow along, go right ahead. But you don't have to make the same recipe. It was a way I chopped up some onions, some olives. These are frozen peppers. I'm going to mix all of this in. I added some adobo, which you saw, now remembering. Anyway, you may be asking, where's the garlic? I do not want my sauce garlic forward, so I'm not going to add any. I already added the garlic powder. Excuse me. And anyway, apparently, this is said by an Italian, that they only started using so much garlic in their food because there was a lack of onions. Interesting. So, anyway, but yeah, cry about it. I'm going to plug my phone in, and when I come back, I'm going to have added the sauce and stirred this up a little bit, alright? Cool. What I'm letting do is, letting that marry with the vegetables and, the seasoning stuff. I used this. This is a no salt added because I already added a lot of that adobo. And, if I can get something without salt, I usually do. You know what I mean? No salt, no sugar. I like to do that because I like to add my own in, and it's just better. You know what I mean? It's just better that way. So yeah, we're letting all this marry. I'm gonna let that go for a bit, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of quote-unquote sugar. This is Swerve, just to balance out the acid in the sauce. Alright. Let's turn the stove off, and I'm about to layer the pasta in. Now, you may be wondering when you see what's about to happen, why the hell are you doing this? Well, because I don't want to boil my pasta, and I don't like boiling my pasta before I do it. I know you can buy that, what do you call it, no boil pasta, but it's not necessary. It's honestly not necessary. Buy your regular pasta and just do what I'm about to do. You can believe me, you can't, but you'll see in the end that I'm right. You see all the splatter and everything, you'll clean this up after. You know what I mean? Alright, so I'm going to just take this. I'm going to spread that at the bottom. sorry, I got one hand. This is not fancy, as we know. It's just food, okay, people? I actually did go to culinary school, you know. I'm a culinary school dropout. Because if you go, I swear to you, if you go on any freaking channel on YouTube, chefs will tell you it's not necessary. It's really not. It's kind of pretentious. I'm telling you, culinary school is kind of pretentious and a waste of money. Honestly. Okay, now I'm gonna lay this down here. If you're wondering where I went to Le Cordon Bleu. Snobby fucking French school. Excuse my language. Well, this ain't for kids anyway, so my channel really ain't. So, you see, I put those 3 layers of pasta down, right? I'm gonna get my ricotta out of the fridge, and then I'm gonna, mix that with some egg and some Parmesan cheese. We'll be right back. I'll be using this bowl here to put the ricotta freaking egg cheese mix in. Okay, I do have mozzarella or mozzarella. You know what I mean? I like to, be appropriate when pronouncing words. Just to be respectful. I try to be. You know what I mean? Not always gonna be, but if I learn something, I like to be respectful. Like I learned that Rihanna's name is not Rihanna, it's Rihanna. Okay? I learned that the way that you say Hawaii is not Hawaii, it's Hawaii. So, I'm that type of person. I like to be respectful. So, ricotta, mozzarella, I'm gonna put that in and I'm gonna mix that all together and we'll come back. Got the ricotta and the cheese and the egg mixture mixed up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer my sauce first. Before I add that. I'll show you once how I'm gonna do everything. And then I'm gonna finish it off. I'm making a mess, and the mess is to be cleaned when you are done cooking. I hope we all understand and know that. When you are done cooking, clean up after yourself. Don't be a scrub bum. Okay? And then I'm gonna go in, dollop here, dollop here. Sorry, like I said, I've got one hand, I'm trying to do everything. This is, you know what this channel is called. It ain't fancy, it's food, alright? So, I'm gonna smush that down. Get a little more in there. Because I love a nice little pepper. I mean, this is all, from the market. This isn't anything fancy. This is all market brand stuff because, a lot of us, we can't afford, fancy, things like that. And that's okay. We do with what we got. And this isn't, and I don't claim to be Italian, and I don't claim to call this an authentic Italian meal. This is just a meal that I'm making for myself, okay? So I'll have this for a few days, and, again, you don't have to follow anything that I'm doing here. You don't have to agree with what I'm doing, anything like that. Okay? I'm just showing you what I do. Okay? And I like to go in with a lot of mozzarella. I do. I like to go in with a lot of that. Okay. You know. And then we'll add a little bit of sauce to break that up. We're not going to put too much. But just to break up the, you know, the layer. Going with a little. Alright. Just so it's not, you know, sticking to regular old pasta. And we're gonna go in, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm gonna repeat, all right? And we'll come back. I don't normally do this when I make lasagna, but I do have some ground hot Italian sausage that I want to use, and I actually wanted to try this recipe, so I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna, you know, cook this up right now, and I'm not gonna add any sauce or seasonings to it because it has all the flavors that it needs in there. It's just a spicy Italian sausage out of a casing, ground hot Italian sausage. So I'm gonna chop that up, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put that as a layer in the lasagna. All right. There are 4 layers to this lasagna. Okay, so you got meat underneath, meat sauce underneath pasta. Then you got to layer more meat sauce with some cheese and ricotta, then with the mozzarella, and that's repeated. And then I put another layer of ricotta with some of the Italian sausage and some mozzarella. And then this is the last topping. And then I'm gonna top this off with some more mozzarella. And then I'm gonna cover this. And I'm gonna put it in the oven. Again, make your lasagna the way you want to make it. This is not traditional. This is some form of, you know, whatever that I like to eat. Pizza-inspired, American pizza-inspired lasagna, and it's going to come out great. Like I said, don't worry about that uncooked pasta. It's going to spread. The sauces, the ricotta, the, you know, all that cheese, all the moisture that comes off the cheese is going to cook that pasta perfectly. All right, I'm done with this. We'll come back when it's finished. All right, it's been in the oven for an hour, maybe over an hour. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Maybe an hour, 30 minutes. Who knows? Will you look at that? What did I say? What did I say? I told y'all. Look at all that. Well, grubs, I think I'll let it set before I cut it. And I'll take a picture of it when I do, so y'all can see. But yeah, look at that. I just want to let y'all peek in there on how soft that pasta got. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. All right, y'all. Look at them layers and look how easy that came out the pan. Look at that. What'd I tell you? Never doubt me.